reestablishing flexibility and really helping your body recover from your workout. Ideally, you're going to be stretching after every time you work out for at least 5 to 15 minutes. But this is going to be a quick overall body stretch that's going to be great for you to at least use once a week and hopefully more. So first, we're going to come into a standing pose, and in stretching and in specifically yoga, we have some different names for the poses, but this is mountain pose. We're gonna sit up nice and tall, strong, open up the shoulders, lengthen through the spine. If it feels okay, you can close your eyes and just go ahead and take a moment to breathe in and just establish the presence and establish yourself here, taking the time away from everything else to work on this practice. And after at least a good 3 breaths, drawing that breath in through the nose, maybe exhaling it out through the nose. If it's through the mouth, that's okay. And we're just gonna start from the top, work our way all the way down. So as you're stabilized here in a strong mountain pose, we're gonna first stretch through the neck. So release that chin to the chest with an exhale. You're gonna try and match all of our movement with breath. Stretch there through the neck and the shoulders, and with your next inhale, roll the right ear over towards the right shoulder, and you're looking forward here, stretching on the left side of the neck. Take another inhale. Exhale, release the chin down to the chest and roll over to the opposite side, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale there. Exhale, release. Now, if there's any particular point in this practice that feels good, like you really need that part of your neck stretch to hold in any particular angle, go ahead and do that. Take your time and really just listen to the body and what it's telling you. After the neck stretches, we're going to move to the shoulders, drawing the shoulders up and down. Again, connecting movement to breath here. So you're going to inhale with the shoulders drawing up. Exhale, drawing the shoulder blades back together, drawing them down, and so on and so forth. Thinking about how far you can take that movement, noticing the difference between each of the shoulders, and just noticing where that mobility is for you today. Take those shoulder shrugs in the opposite direction here, connecting the breath. And then go ahead and relax the shoulders, reestablish that long, strong spine, engage into the abdomen, lifting on up. Again, take the time to connect with the breath and reestablish just awareness as you practice here. So here, we're gonna inhale both arms up overhead. If it feels okay, you're gonna bring your palms together. If that's not good for your shoulders, you don't have to. Listen to your body. Inhale, and then exhale, engage into the abdomen as you take a lateral stretch over to the right, reaching out through the crown. You're stabilizing and strengthening through the abdomen and lengthening through the spine. It's not your arms reaching, shoulders are drawn in, it's the spine reaching. When you're ready, inhale on up. Take a big breath in through the belly, exhale over to the left. Again, reaching through the top of the head. Inhale on up. And this time we're gonna take an extension and stretch through the back. So you're lifting the sternum up, relaxing the shoulders back, lifting the gaze up. Again, just take it as far as it feels safe for your body. You're always listening to what the body is telling you. One more inhale. And then exhale, release the hands. And we're just gonna round through the upper spine, your shoulders and head. You can put a slight bend into the knees and just round through the upper spine, thoracic spine, cervical spine. Releasing there any tension, drawing yourself on up there. Good. All right. So we're gonna move into some hip movement and an opening. So we're gonna shift the weight over to your left foot. Draw the right knee on up about hip height and then open on up. And we're just gonna draw circles there. Inhaling the right knee, opening on up, stabilizing through the core there, and then drawing the toe back. You're gonna want a slight bend into your trunk leg so that you're not hyperextending or putting too much pressure on that knee joint. And you're just finding, once again, that mobility, that rotation through that right hip. It's okay if you lose your balance. And speaking of that, if you need a little bit of balance help, please don't be afraid to come to a wall, any support for that balance. Shifting to the opposite side, lifting up the knee, opening up the knee, and drawing it around in circles. Now, as you do this, I really want you to pay attention to, again, that trunk leg. For your safety, for the safety of that knee, we're gonna try and keep the hips focused forward. We're not trying to open up the hips at all. We're gonna try and keep the knee open And as we draw the knee open, we're kind of almost pressing the hip forward so that we're keeping this knee, opposite knee straight and stabilized. Couple more breaths there. Good. All right, shake it out from there. And then we're gonna come on into a whole backside body stretch with the forward fold. So first of all, you're starting with your feet about underneath your hips, maybe the insides of the feet parallel with one another. And then we're gonna put a slight bend into the knees, and first you wanna send your hips back. So take an inhale, maybe your arms are coming up over your head. And then extend the hips back, hinging at the hips. Consider the length through the spine and the support through your abdomen as you hinge into that fold. When you're ready, you're just gonna keep on folding, and it doesn't matter how far you get here, you're really wherever your body's at. I encourage you to bend your knees a lot in order for you to establish that long spine and the eventual and gradual opening of the backside of the body through the hamstrings, through the low back, and the upper back. If at some point you want to come into a little bit more relaxed state with your forward fold, you can. Rounding through the shoulders and the head, releasing the breath, allowing yourself to really touch base with the breath. Over and over again. Utilize your exhales as a tool to release tension through the body. One more breath here. Exhale, maybe sigh it out. Weight of the body comes down, weight of the spine comes down. On your way back up, same thing, opposite direction. Bend into the knees, engage into the glutes, get the spine nice and long, and then rise on up. Okay, nice and safe for the spine. Okay, all right, now we've gotten a pretty much from head to toes. Actually, let's go for some ankle rolls and stretches here. So once again, if you need some balance, go ahead and support yourself with a wall or a chair. Shift into one leg, and either keep the toes on the ground and rotate through the ankle, or if you want more balance challenge for yourself, then go ahead and lift up that foot, balance on that opposite leg, and rotate through the ankles. After a few breaths here, rotate in the opposite direction. You could kind of make it fun and write your name if you'd like in cursive, otherwise just keep on that rotation and be present to where you're taking that rotation. How far can you point the toes in all that, in all four directions, and through that whole circle. All right, opposite side. Good. Every time you're balancing, you really want to allow yourself to focus on that breath. If you're balancing, you might even focus your attention on something in front of you on the ground to begin. That will help with your balance. Once you get more established and confident with that balance, you can start to lift your gaze on up. Another note on balancing, whatever however cushioned your floor is going to make a difference. So if you have a hard floor, that's going to provide a little bit more balance, stability for yourself. So don't feel like you have to stay on a yoga mat, for example. Just allow yourself to be comfortable and stable. Okay, so now we're going to come on into a wide angle fold. So either you can take a wide angle fold here, your toes are going to be spread out. I'm going to give you the side angle view just so you can check out the spine once again. But we're going to keep the hands at the hips, take an inhale, elongate through the spine, and then here, hinge at the hips once again. Take this as far as it feels comfortable for you. And then we're going to bring the hands down to the ground or maybe to a block if you need to. Props are our friends. Use them as you need. All right, so from here, we're going to take a spinal twist. Keep the length of the spine going here. The right hand's going to come to the block or to the ground, or maybe even just stays on the body. And then the left hand is going to open on up. Your gaze is going to follow the fingertips, but you're going to continue that lengthening through the spine. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, left hand. Easy on that bottom arm. Exhale, release. Good. And then from there, we're just going to slightly rotate the toes and the hips over to one side. Breathe in the balance. And then we're going to inhale and exhale over that leg, stretching on that one side. From there, you can hinge all the way up, or if you feel pretty safe, with your knees and stable, you can walk your hands all the way over to the other side. Again, pointing the toes and hips gently in that direction, and then reaching the belly and the heart forward over towards that leg, so you keep the spine nice and long. Again, at any point, you can go ahead and round through the shoulders, but it's about stretching through the back side of the legs and the body, and focusing on the openness to that side instead of how far you can get your fingers or your hands, or how close you can get your nose towards your knee, for example. So just feel into the body, feel what's right for you today. One more breath. And then from there, we're gonna walk our hands on up, bring the hands to the hips, and then hinge on up. Okay. From here, we're gonna come on down to the ground. Try to allow yourself to be nice and mindful of your transitions wherever you may be going. We've already stretched out the hamstrings pretty good, as well as the low back. So we're gonna stretch a little bit more into the groin and the hips. So we're gonna come on into like a butterfly pose. If you feel any tension here with the hips or not as open, again, the use of props is really great. You can sit up onto a block, or you can sit up onto a blanket, but being able to elevate the hips will open up this pose and will create a lot of openness for you and ease. So you bring the bottoms of the feet together, relaxing the legs down. So that's what the purpose of this pose is for you to release and relax tension from the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, hinge at the hips. Once again, as you draw the heart forward, we're gonna try and keep the spine long to begin. Maybe the elbows are pressing onto the inner legs, and maybe not, that's okay. You don't have to force anything here. The practice sometimes is about relaxing and allowing the body to open without pressure or forcing, and instead it's just a mindful, proactive relaxation. So try to keep that in mind. Again, using those exhales, inhaling to refocus your attention, and then exhaling to release the tension in the body. Relax. Again, go ahead and round at the end after you've taken a few breaths with length. Go ahead and round with the shoulders and the head. And if there's any tension through the neck when you're coming into these folds, you can also prop up your head onto your chin or your forehead, and just allow your head to be supported while still allowing your neck to be relaxed. Let's take one more breath here. And then draw nice and long up through the spine. Exhale, come on up. All right, a nice counter pose for that, and many of our squats, our glute work. This is a great kind of massage to the back. It's also very great for getting that internal-external rotation of the femurs, and a little bit of a nice release on the lumbar and the low back. Okay, from here, we're gonna come into tabletop. Now, tabletop is gonna lead us to cat-cow pose, all right? And these are two poses that I recommend you do every single day, maybe in the morning or in the evening. Great for spinal flexibility and health, okay? So the movement starts at the base of the spine. You're gonna tuck the tailbone, and then for each vertebrae, it's gonna round and round. Shoulders are gonna come around, and the head's gonna relax there. Okay, this is also great for the shoulders and the hips. Then, and this is cat pose, we're gonna move into cow pose from here. Once again, movement starts at the base of the spine. Go ahead and draw the tailbone up, and the belly now reaches down for the ground. Shoulders roll back, sternum forward, top of the head, crown reaching on up for the opposite spinal extension there. Move through both of these. I recommend an inhale while your belly is reaching down, and then an exhale as your navel is reaching up towards your spine. Coming out, you can stretch through the toes here. This is a great opportunity to stretch through the toes. And just knowing that stretching and regular yoga practice is going to be it's going to be integral to recovery for your workout on a daily basis as well as a weekly basis. I'm going to recommend that you take a little bit of time to sit or lie down for a couple of minutes if you have them, in order to kind of just allow yourself to rest, for your body to reestablish balance, and for you to connect with your breath, as well as for you to activate the nervous system, allowing your body to rest and digest, and that's going to help you improve the practice, your awareness